is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we listen to all their records. We give our biggest, and we rank them from worst to best. We give our biggest banger, stinker from each of them, and we try to have a good time doing it. We normally start with our 6 degrees of Tom DeLonge. That's where we connect the band of the week to our boy Tom DeLonge and Blink. I didn't do that. I did not do my homework this week on that one. So if you did, we'll get into that soon. But yeah, we're doing the Violent Femmes this week. 10 records. We're going to get through those. And my name is Tyler. Way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, as the kids say. That's all I have for the boring intro. Let's get into this. 6 degrees of Tom DeLonge. Do you got it?
I do not. I forgot.
You do not. Neither of us did our homework.
We always forget.
We always forget.
I'm not going to forget anymore. I'm going to make an effort to actually do this.
Dude, I have a note in my document to do the 6 degrees, and I still forget to do it. So anyway, let's get into this. Violent Femmes, 10 records. We listened to all of them. I listened to a few of them several times. And worst to best, biggest banger, biggest stinker. What do you got? Number 10. Go.
Number 10, Freak Magnet, their 8th record, the year 2000. Easy number 10. This record is fucking boring. They got dropped from Interscope during the big merger of the late 90s. So I think they probably struggled with like rewriting some of these songs to appease whatever label would have them. But like, this is fucking boring. Like, and they have several boring records, but this is boring in almost like a pathetic way. At best, this just sounds like goofy, kind of like alt rock music. At worst, it's a band that is well past their prime, trying to recapture something that just fucking is not there. Bangers in the Dark. This is the one where the whole song is just like note matching the bass line, whatever. Who gives a fuck? All I want was the worst one, slower jam. Still don't care. I don't know. Freak Magnets suck. I hate this record.
All right. So my number 10 is The Blind Leading the Naked. Their third record from 1986. They worked with Jerry Harrison from the Talking Heads to produce it. They did not like working with Jerry. They butted heads with him a lot. And this record is very 80s sounding. From the reverbed out snare drums, from the drum tones in general, ton of synth, more synth than they've ever done on any record. It's all over this record, and not in a good way. I think this is also from what I remember, I think this might have been the first time Brian Ritchie used an electric bass on a record, and it just, damn, dude, this record's not good. It sucks. Honestly, I don't like this record at all.
What?
It's way too 80s sounding. Not my thing at all. Banger. First song, Old Mother Reagan. It's 31-second song. It's a 31-second song. It's the closest thing to a punk song. Like it's the only thing that sounds different from the rest of the record. Stinker, Children of the Revolution, straight up 80s song. So much synth. I thought it was just so bad, and I swear Weezer stole this exact riff from them. I couldn't figure out what Weezer song it is, but
what
I
song
swear,
was this?
Children of the Revolution.
The Revolution.
The main riff, I swear, Rivers or Weezer like lifted it because it sounds identical, but I don't know a Weezer song. So anyway, The Blind Leading the Naked, my number 10, their worst album easily, by far their worst album. Like from here on out, like it's fine, it's good, at least good. Maybe boring, but still at least good. So number 9.
You have a higher tolerance for bullshit than I do, I guess.
No, I don't know.
Well, you do. Your favorite bands are bullshit bands. Number 9 is 3, their 4th record, 1989. I assume this is called 3 because they're trying to they're cutting back on guests and trying to get back to the OG Kingston trio that they were. But I don't think this record is that much different than Blind. This is slow. It's dramatic. It's maybe over time this would get better because of that, but I don't see this as being that much different than Blind. This is also stupid. I didn't. Some of these were tough, man. I really do like the Violent Femmes a lot, but some of these records, even the whole week plus a day or so we had to listen, I don't like this. Full in the full moon. That's the best one. I don't care why. The song "Fat" was the worst one. This is the one that he dances around the line. I hope you got fat. And not that he's making fun of like fat people. It's just he's bitter that he got dumped and he chooses the lowest common denominator to make fun of someone. So lyrically in the songwriting, I think it was good, but the song's dumb. It's fine. Nah, it's not very good.
Nah, it's not very good.
I don't care. This is something stupid.
All right, so my number 9 is New Times, 6th record from 1994. This is the first without Victor De Lorenzo. Guy Hoffman replaces him on the drums, and it's more of a straightforward rock record. He's a drummer who also plays more of the kit rather than just the snare, hi-hat, and a couple other things. He's like a full kit drummer, and that's not a bad, negative, or positive thing. It's just that what he is. But this record has a lot of electronic stuff going on, also a lot of grunge. I get it. It's 1994. I mean, it has a lot of it. It's just kind of boring. It didn't get good reviews at all. It got shit on, and I get why. I just the band, like you said, they're kind of past their prime. So, but whatever. New Times is my number 9. My banger, Don't Start Me on the Liquor. This song's fucking amazing. This made my top 10 actually. My top 10 Violent Femmes list.
I think it's wild. This is so low for you. This album's not. You're silly on this one. You're wrong on this album.
Okay. So Stinker is breaking up. It's a weird one. It has that electronic beat, a lot of synth, but not 80s sounding. It's I just thought it was boring. It was a boring song.
Starting strong, I guess. Here we go.
What are you talking about? You don't even like this album. Shut the fuck
Those two things you said are stupid.
What two things?
That you rank that so low and breaking up's your worst song on the record.
All right. So what do you got for number 8? Go.
Hotel Last Resort, their last record, 10th record. There's some really cool, catchy stuff here, but it's so few and far in between. There's way more drab, boring shit going on. This record is long and fucking boring. I like the idea that they're returning to a more like acoustic folk approach, but ultimately I just don't care enough. But I did notice a lot of over the course of their career too, a lot of melody, riff, chord progression reusing from them. The song I'm Nothing from this is just fucking very, very similar to He Likes Me from Birds. This is not a terrible output. It's just fucking boring. And we're just not here right now. We're not. The world was never really ready for a true Violent Femmes kind of record. Like at best, they squeaked by in the 80s into the 90s and got popular later on. But we were never really ready for the Violent Femmes. And this shows we're still not ready for this either because this is the wrong time for this. Another chorus is my banger. This is the one that's making fun of pop stars who only write catchy choruses, but the song doesn't have any substance, which is funny because the song kind of sucks, except for the chorus. So I thought that was funny. And then Sleeping at the Meetin'. This is the acapella fucking thing, this finger snapping, clapping.
You didn't like that song?
Fuck off, stupid.
I did like that song, though.
Of course you did. That was cool 25 years ago, but now it's just come on, bro. You're a grandpa now. It's not cool anymore. It's pathetic.
Okay. All right, my number 8 is We Can Do Anything, 9th record from 2016. This record has the OG lineup back after several lawsuits, and this is them just throwing it back to the first record, more folky, more acoustic based, and I agree with you. The last 2 records they put out are just reusing a lot of riffs, chord progressions. Especially, I think this one more so than the Hotel record, the last record. But in the end, it's just a little bit boring. I think there was only one song that I would have put on a playlist, and it is my banger, and it's I Could Be Anything. It reminds me a lot of They Might Be Giants. It's kind of bouncy. It tells a story. It's a lot of fun. Stinker is What You Really Mean. Just boring. I don't care. It's just stupid, boring song. So We Can Do Anything. It's just no reason for it. Just go listen to the first 3 records, honestly. 4 records. Go listen to those. So, my number 8, We Can Do Anything. What do you got for number 7?
Good. We Can Do Anything. I agree. I wrote here, there's a lot of They Might Be Giants all over this. Just, again, 20 years too late. So, why do I care? Why does anybody care about this? Just because the original trio got back together? Okay. They've hated each other. They didn't hate each other. They fought for so fucking long, and their music isn't that deep or complex. And so when one person doesn't like what they're doing, it adjusts, 33.3% of the song. And this suffers from that. These songs are cool, they're quirky, but they're fucking boring. Holy Ghost was my banger. It was the most fun, quirky of songs. And then Foothills was my weakest song because it reminded me of American music. This was American music, just done a little bit different. But I don't care anymore.
All right. So my number 7 is Hotel Last Resort, their latest record, 2019. First with new drummer was John Sparrow, and I mean it really just suffers from the same thing as the We Can Do Anything, like I mentioned. A lot of the same chord progressions, chords, song structures. A lot of it's the same. The only reason why I ranked this one higher because I had 2 bangers off of this one, or like there were 2 songs that I liked off this record rather than just one off of We Can Do Anything. So my main banger, Sleeping at the Meetin'. I do like that song a lot. I don't care. The acapella gospel song, I like it. I don't know why. I don't know why I did.
It's the weakest song on the record because it doesn't do anything. So the fact that you like that means the entire record is void of any melodies or any fun structures. It doesn't do anything. So like you just chose like the one that's just like the most fun and quirky. The record's not good.
Yeah, whatever. So Stinker, Paris to Sleep, softer jam. Not really bad. Just I just don't care. So what do you got for number 6? Go.
Whoops. I was making a note to be annoyed with you. Rock. I want to rock. The 7th record, 95. Kind of funny because the guy that did the cover art for this, he also did the video for Feeling This by Blink.
Yeah.
But he's crazy popular. This album's fun. Definitely fucking filler here. Bad, Living a Lie. These are filler songs through and through. But there's also songs here that do have some unique like personalities. The Aussies love like U.S. alt rock, so this was only released there before it went international. So I do appreciate that this just rocks, right? It's a, not to pun on the title, but it does. It really just rocks. But I'm not interested in hearing Violent Femmes as a rock band because they don't do it very well. That's not their style. That's not their forte. I don't want to hear an acoustic bass try and like bleed through and make a rock song. That's stupid. That's dumb. That's not why you're here. So I don't care. I really don't care about it. This is a 1. Most of these records are 1s for me. Yeah, mostly. Yeah, this is a 1 for sure. The banger, I guess, would be Didgeridoo Blues.
Oh, that's a cool song.
For the same reason as Sleeping at the Meetin'. It's just the only song that you can really get behind. It has a personality to it, even though it's low hanging fruit. It's silly. It's dumb. It's not very good, but it is funny to listen to once. Life is an Adventure. That's a stinker here. I do think it's a cool song overall. Like I love the synth sound in there, but I think they just fucking ruined the song. I think the songwriting here was just not very good. I see what they were trying to do, and they're trying to incorporate synth into like an American music type of style, but they put it in weird spots. I'm like, man, you guys are you're better than this. I know you're better than this.
Okay.
So Rock, 6th record.
6th record. My number 6 is the album 3, their 4th record from 1989. This is after a couple year hiatus from the band, and they made a more stripped back record, more reminiscent of their first record after the synth mess that was The Blind Leading the Naked, or whatever that record is called. I can't believe you haven't even said that record yet. That's wild to me. But yeah, it's good, but it just doesn't have the same charm as say the first record or even Hollowed Ground does. The first half, but the first half of this record is very much like the first record. The second half has a lot more country in it, which is more reminiscent of Hollowed Ground. So it's cool. It was a fun listen through. And friend of the pod, Dane, his music, Dane and the Death Machine, reminds me a lot of this record. It's almost like he listened to this record exclusively growing up, and he developed his vocal style based off of this record. There's a lot of Dane on here. But banger, Telephone Book, super upbeat country song. I really like this song. Stinker, Nightmares, it's the opener. This is like a throwback to the first album with very slick production. Most of the album just doesn't sound like this, though. I don't know. It's weird. It's just, I can't even explain it that well. But anyway, 3 is my number 6. So what do you got for number 5? Go.
Now we're at The Blind Leading the Naked. This is not as wildly synth driven or 80s as you think it is, or you made it seem to be. I
don't think you listened to it then.
Well, actually, dude, they actually had other people on here to make this more of like a traditional rhythm and blues sounding record, right? They have Lito Kottke on here.
Yeah.
They have the dude from fucking Ollner, dude. They have the dude from the Stooges down here playing saxophone. And a lot of these songs are just rhythm and blues songs. They're just old fucking We're just trying to be like Dwayne Eddy here.
But
some of the sounds
covered
here,
in synth and covered in 80s production.
Dude. That was the big thing. They wanted to do this rhythm and blues record, but Jerry, who's from Talking Heads and Modern Lovers fame, and both of those bands are fantastic in their own right. And not all of Talking Heads is 80s garbage. Like their Talking Heads' first record is fucking phenomenal. So like just to think because he's well known for being fronted 80s centric bands doesn't mean this is synth driven. I think the complete opposite. I think this is sax driven, and I think most of these songs are just like shitty fucking George Thorogood songs. They're just not good. They're not good at doing this sound. So I don't even know why the fuck they even did this. I would be just as mad if they did do a straight up like synth driven 80s thing, because that would be also just as bad. This is dumb, and I don't want to hear song after song after song where we lead up to a sax solo. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
hate that.
I hate it. Yeah,
it's just fucking boring and just not as unique as I want it to be. Anyway, No Killing. This is the only song on the record that I thought was just a through and through 80s song. There was really no sax on this, and it was set up to be like an early Talking Heads song, and it was cool. I do like kind of early Talking Heads. Love and Make Me 3, that was my stinker, because, dude, bass player singing, why? I don't give a shit. Like you're fucking lucky you're even here, right? Like I don't want to hear Flea sing. I don't want to hear Brian Ritchie sing. The only people I want to hear sing as bass players is like Mark Hoppus. That's it. Nobody else. There are no other bass
what about
players.
The guy from the Buckaroos? Buck Owens and the Buckaroos.
Oh, from the streets of Laredo?
Yeah. You know that's good.
That's fun.
You know
yeah,
good.
That deep song. I forgot what his name was, but yeah, the streets of Laredo. That was wild. That's funny.
Great song.
But yeah, I don't want to hear Brian sing. It's just no.
Okay.
Hard pass.
All right, my number 5 then is Rock, 7th record from 1995. I really like this record. I don't give a shit.
I know you like
this record. This record's not on Spotify, so we had to listen to it on YouTube. This album got shit reviews, but I really liked it. They ditched most of the synths, especially the bad synths, and it's just more of a straightforward rock record. I mean, they just made. I think they made a solid rock record in the vein of Presidents of the United States of America. Like that's what this record reminds me a lot
but
of.
But one's better than the other.
Well, of course, yeah, of course.
Okay, all right.
Presidents is a much better band, or make it better band making this type of music. But this is still good. But it's in that same vein as Presidents. Yeah, it's really not a bad record at all. I dug this one. Banger is "Livin' a Lie," just a cool rock and roll song, just solid, man. Didgeridoo Blues is also wild. This is also my banger because it's just, what the fuck is this? It's so fucking weird.
It's not that weird though.
But the way that they use the didgeridoo, it was like the effect or whatever they used on it just made it sound so fucking weird. It was, I don't know. You have to go listen to it. Stinker, Thanksgiving, No Way Out, Slower Jam, weird falsetto vocals that he never does, but he did on this song. That was odd. But otherwise, I like this record. I wouldn't get it on vinyl, but I do like this record. It was good. It was fun. Okay. It was just straight up fun. It wasn't like anything to write home about, but it was fun. I think you're being too critical. I think that's what it is. So what do you got for number 4? Go.
Because it's boring. I didn't say it was like a sub 1, but it's a 1. Like, I'm glad I listened to it this one time. I will never listen to it again because it's not a good record. There's not even good, like, strong melodies in there. It's just fucking boring. So anyway, we're still at a 1. Now we're at like a 1.5, maybe 1.65. But the New Times, the record you think is so fucking bad, which is wild to me because there's so much more interesting things going on deep in this record that maybe you didn't finish, because the last 2 tracks are fucking absolutely wild. Jesus of Rio, that's that fucking crazy like polka gospel thing that they did that shouldn't blend well together, but it fucking does, and it's amazing. This one almost made my top 10, but it edged out today. I deleted a bunch of things today before I finalized my top 10, but this was up here. Jesus of Rio was up there. But this is an amazing alt-rock record. Like, these guys are faster and harder than they normally do, and they're writing a little bit deeper, like musically, as they normally do. But the heaviness with Gordon's voice always doesn't mix. Like, Gordon just doesn't have he has a distinct voice. He doesn't have a lot of range, but it's very distinct. So I don't know. I think that's where I kind of like do a hard stop with this one. It was a solid listen overall. I would never get this on the vinyls. Even if it would, maybe if it was like really cheap, I'd probably buy it and then eventually purge it because it was a fun listen. But I'll do my worst song first. I Saw You in the Crowd. I honestly don't have a weaker song for this because I do think this is overall everything was pretty damn good. But I hear a little bit of like the upcoming 2000s indie rock explosion in this, which is kind of fun, but it just made for kind of a boring song. But my biggest banger here is fucking Breaking Up. Are you crazy? Are you fucking out of your fucking mind? Are you out of your mind? I had fucking completely forgot about this song. This was besides
I don't remember that song.
Besides like the highlights for the album of the week and then like my favorite album, this was the biggest. Just like, oh my god, I feel so good right now because I saw this shit on Beavis and Butthead. I was like fucking 7 or 8 years old, and this is the episode when they went back to they had to go back to kindergarten because they were so stupid and they wanted to make Dude, I fucking distinctly remember this song because I thought it was so funny and like, god damn, this song is such a banger. It's wild. This song was also on my top 10 that I edged out today. But you're absolutely insane not thinking this is a banger.
Fun fact: I've never really watched Beavis and Butthead. I've watched it.
I'm fucking sure,
but
you
I
have
never.
Not.
I never watched it growing up. I wasn't allowed to watch it. None of my friends watched it, so I never got into it like other people did.
Crazy.
Yeah, I never did.
Yeah, I was like 7. I was like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I watched Beavis and Butthead. That was my thing, and I would quote them, and everybody would hate it. I think because like my mom would work and stuff too. So, which we didn't even have MTV. I don't think until
we didn't have cable. We didn't have cable for a long time. It was very on and off. We had cable.
My neighbor had cable though. Eric Mullins had cable.
There you go.
I think he's dead now.
That's morbid.
Yeah.
All right. So that was your 4, right?
That was my 4, yes.
All right. My 4 is Why Do Birds Sing? Why Do Birds Sing?
Why do birds? Dude, you have shitty fucking freak magnet you're putting in top 3 over Why Do Birds Sing?
Why do Birds Sing? Last album with Victor De Lorenzo on drums. It was produced by Michael Beinhorn. I had no idea. That's fucking wild that he produced this record.
The Minds.
Bigger, larger production, more in line with Beinhorn's style. And I mean that in a positive way. I think that part of it's cool. But it's also very similar to the first record, kind of also a throwback to the first record. They ditched most of the country. There's like very little country to this. And it's almost like they heard the Pixies for the first time and they're like, let's make a record just like the Pixies, just like Surfer Rosa. There's a lot of Pixies on this. A lot, not, and that's not a bad thing at all because we like the Pixies, but it was like they heard it and they're like, dude, we got to make a Pixies record.
As if 5 records deep, these guys don't know who the fucking Pixies are. Like, come on.
All I'm saying is, I hear a lot of Pixies on this record. It's not a bad thing. I'm just an observation. But yeah, it's a good record. I wouldn't get this on vinyl.
It's because you have terrible taste in everything, apparently.
No. But anyway, no, it's just a solid listen. And I did listen to this record twice because I wanted to make sure that I wanted to put it here on my rankings. So it's solid.
Because you had to make sure they get enough ammunition because you know them come at you hot on this one.
Yeah. So I like this one. I do like this record. Banger, Girl Trouble. Stinker, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? I just hate that. I just don't like it. I've never liked that song. I've never liked the original.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you?
I've never cared for the culture. I've never cared for the Culture Club song. And yeah, why do I want to hear Violent Femmes do this cover? I just don't care. So
Ann Sid household growing up was void of fun entirely.
I mean,
fucking Christ.
Maybe. So yeah, number 4, Why Do Birds Sing? What do you got for number 3?
Number 3, Hallowed Ground. Hallowed Be Thy Name.
All right.
Hallowed Ground, their second record.
That's something.
That's something. You know, this is one of them records. You know, they flopped and everybody hated it.
One of them records
And everything, whatever, and got recognition later on. I don't give a fuck. This record's still great. It's still an amazing record. Like we went from like New Times being like a 1.5, 1.6 to now I own everything on the vinyls and I'm not going to get rid of them. So Hallowed Ground's at least like a 2.25 because everything else after that's pretty fucking good. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. What's funny here is most of the material was written before their first record was even thrown out.
Yeah.
This album is way more in line with like the fuck you attitude of punkers at the time. And they're signed to Slash Records too, which is crazy because Slash is throwing out like X and a lot of bands that are punkers, and then also the Violent Femmes. Check them out.
I mean, the Violent Femmes are essentially a punk band, but with acoustic guitars.
I mean, they're in line with like Chumbawamba. They're
okay, that's fair.
They're
yeah,
folk
that's a fair
punks.
comparison.
It's actually really creative and like deliberately all over the place here. I see this fucking fly coming in here.
I know you're going
its
crazy with
ass.
that fly.
Do you see the fly?
No, I don't see it. I just see you fucking swatting around,
So there could not
looking
be a
like an
fly.
idiot.
I
You
could
just look
be
like an
crazy.
idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is really a creative record. It's deliberately all over the place. I like the idea of a band writing goofy songs about like death and destruction, right? That are super deep and complex, but put to like a dumb kind of melody and tune because people are like, oh, that's kind of like the Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind and stuff. But then also putting songs on here that are just straight like religious songs, but people take them as something different than what they actually are. Because you've already presented this argument of we don't write noble stuff, we write goofy shit. So I like that. They're just constantly challenge you as a listener. There's a lot of styles, a lot of themes throughout this record, but I do think that sometimes it just gets a little too wacky. It gets a little too wacky and gets a little too kind of like I'm doing this for the sake of just because I'm a punker, and that's why it sits here. I don't think it's a perfect record. So that's why it's number 3. Get the fuck out of here. It's more annoying that nobody can see it. My best song, my favorite song, country death song. It's hard not to pick this song. It's a perfect fucking country song. It really is. They quirk it up, and they've done country music throughout their career, but they've never done it like this. They never just tripled down on it, and I think this would appease even like the most hardcore of old like Western country folks, like guys that like, like Buck Owens, as we mentioned earlier. But this would also appease people that like the Garth Brooks and the Alan Jacksons. I think this is just a good fucking all around country song. It does a lot here. I like the story of it. I like the dark, sad, somber killer story about like killing his daughter and stuff. And it's just fucking morbid, but it's goddamn, it's just a good fucking country song. It tells a good story in a good way, and it's fun. Mm-hmm. Perfect song. I know it's true, but I'm sorry to say that's my least favorite song. I have no reason to say this is my least favorite song. I just had to pick one of them, and this is the one that I just don't remember. Okay. I'm not that familiar with this record as I am the other two, but that's why I picked it. That's why it sits here.
All right, so my number 3 is Freak Magnet, 8th record from the year 2000.
It's their worst record.
The last record with their drummer Guy Hoffman. I don't know, however you want to pronounce it. John Hoffer. Yeah. I honestly really loved this record. If I can get this on vinyl, I would buy it, but I cannot because it's never been pressed. It's not on Spotify. It's not on Apple Music. You can only find it on YouTube or CD. And dude, I think this is the best combination of the folk stuff, the punk stuff, the rock and roll stuff. It's sprinkled with exotica, sprinkled with some electronic, but like good electronic. I think this is a really solid album. I can't believe you ranked this dead last. I just saw the fly go across your screen or go across the camera. Yeah, I just saw it. I got an envelope. I listened to this one 3 times. Did you?
Because I was like, I feel like when we do these rankings, if I know you like something a lot and I fucking don't like it, like I'm gonna listen to it more than once, so I have like ammunition for when you say like that's fucking retarded, and then I was like, well here. So like I listened to this 3 times. I was like, what the fuck could he possibly see in this?
I listened to this one twice.
Today.
I listened to it twice this week because I thought that too. I thought, okay, this is not a well liked record from this band, so I got to listen to it again and make sure I really like it. And yeah, even the second time around, I really dug this record. I don't think it's perfect by any means, but damn, dude, it's a damn good record. And I think, I don't know, I think it's just a great, like I said, it's a great combination of a lot of the shit that they've done, and they did it really well. That's just what I think. But I would have playlisted several of these songs.
They don't do the rock and roll sound well at all.
I think they did. I think they did it well on this record and on rock. I think they did the rock and roll stuff really well. Maybe not perfect, but it's still fucking really solid for the Violent Femmes. Solid. So banger, Sleepwalking, fast, upbeat, super catchy, kind of punk rock song. Fucking killer. I love Sleepwalking. All I Want is the stinker. It's not really a bad song. It's just slower kind of a love song. Really nothing wrong with it. But yeah, no, I really liked Freak Magnet.
Okay.
Like if they ever press this record, I'd be so stoked. I'd get it like that.
Pre-order that shit. I'm going to pre-order it right now before it's even getting pressed.
Exactly. I'll start a GoFundMe to get this record pressed.
Just for you. Just for one.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you got for number 2?
Album of the week, Violent Femmes.
There you go. That's my number 2 as well. Album of the week, Violent Femmes.
Stupid.
So let's get into your favorite Violent. Oh, and people who are listening, we're gonna break down the self-titled record on a separate episode right after this. So go listen to that if you want to hear us yap about that damn album.
Yep.
Because it's damn good. So what do you got for number 1?
I mean, I'm not as interested in saying why this is my favorite as I want to hear why you think Hollow Ground is better than everything else. Just, whatever. That's cute that you think that. But I know their self-titled got certified. It got certed several months before this was released. So I think like seeing that record climb the charts gave them like a renewed inspiration for this one. This does go back and strips down to like the folk rock of the Violent Femmes. You know, Victor like rarely using a full kit, opts for the brushes mostly, and just the snare and his what the fuck is that thing called that he uses? I forgot what it's called. The Chinsa Porner, but there are some pretty great songs in here, dude. The fact that you think the Culture Club's their cover of the Culture Club is not a good song is crazy to me, and the fact that you don't think they did a good job at covering that song is even crazier to me.
Okay, let's talk about this real quick. The cover is fine. It's good. The cover is honestly good. But in the context of the record where the other songs are much better than that, then yeah. And in the end, I've never cared too much for the Culture Club song. I
get it. It's a fucking perfect song. It's funny. It kind of captures the entire 80s aesthetic.
Yeah, which
is
like
us that didn't grow up in the 80s. It's just
not good.
It's a fun thing to think about, but I guess you don't like to have fun. And they did this before like every third wave ska band and their mother started picking up covering 80s songs. And this is like before that shit. But anyway, I think Gordon's voice is sometimes like deliberately grating, like on Girl Trouble, right? Mm-hmm. But overall, like the dude just tells good fucking stories to catchy songs. Like he's really channeling his inner Dylan. He's just telling good stories to really catchy folk songs. Like he's like fucking Woody Guthrie over here. And we still, like you're right, we got an early Michael Beinhorn on this one, but I don't think he did anything to this. This just sounds like their self-titled record, just a little bit churched up here and there.
No, it sounds. It doesn't
sound
a little bit bigger
because they don't do anything bigger. They dumb everything down. And even on like the Culture Club, the biggest song they should have put the most oomph into. There's multiple parts in that one. It's just going, my memories burning, and it's just him in the front, and like we just everyone be quiet. Like it's so. It's so stripped down. This is almost like they just mic'd a garage and they're still busking on the corner. This is an unreal record. This is also my intro to it, so I have way more nostalgia for this than any other record. But it's good, man. He Likes Me. That's my favorite one here. I changed this one up also today because I listened to this one way too many times this week. I changed this one up over Girl Trouble. I love this melody. Brian holds down fucking everything, which is squirrely bass lines as he always does, and like just. Gordon's a good guitar player. He's a good guitar player. Solid. Not flashy, but he knows how to fucking keep like chord progressions interesting and unique. Doesn't really use a whole lot of the same thing. He changes it up a little bit. Not too much though, because it's still folk music. There's a lot of harmonics in what he does too. A lot of like bing. And then I like the way he sings. The random inflections here and the He Likes Me. No, news again. No. Those are funny. More Money Tonight. That was my weakest song, my least favorite song. This is like the heavy song. I don't know. That's about it. This one he sings about. It's funny because a lot of the Violent Femmes songs he talks about like teen angst and wanting something more out of life and wanting to be bigger. But the More Money Tonight, he is successful and like the Femmes have made it. But the song is about him still being miserable. I like that. That's cool.
All right.
That's good.
All right. I'm glad you enjoyed something for once.
I fucking love this record.
All right, so my number one, Hollowed Ground, second record, 1984. I like you mentioned, a lot of these songs were written before even the first record. They were written when Gordon was still in high school, but there's like a darker delivery to these songs vocally, musically. It's a little bit more haunting, and there's a lot more country on this record. I love the country stuff. I think they do the country well.
I like country music.
Dude, I knew you were going to say that, and I was just about to say, I love a lot of old country. I grew up on old fucking country, on the Buck Owens, on all that kind of shit. Dude, I used to like
your
hang out
record
on my
collection would say different.
Because honestly, I'm not going to sit down for 5 hours and listen to country music. I'll listen to like one or two Buck Owens records, or like a Buck Owens and a Johnny Cash record, and I'm good to go. But growing up with it, it has this nostalgia for me. Growing up around it with my grandpa, but yeah. Anyway, I think they did it really well, and they infused the folk in there really well, and a little bit of the rock stuff. Not too much rock, but damn, dude, I love the country stuff so much. I think this record is. I was honestly blown away by this record when I listened to it this week. I'd never listened to it before. I'd never ever listened to this. I'd only ever listened to the first record and Why Do Birds Sing. And yeah, Hollow Ground is. And you and I bought this record this weekend when
Same
you're out
time,
here.
same day.
Yeah,
yours was cheaper, but that's okay.
At White Rabbit Records.
You scooped that cheap one so quick, huh?
Oh, so quick, and they were right next to each other too. They're right next to each other. I picked up the cheaper one. Yeah,
I was waiting to see what I got for the things. That's why I didn't scoop it up. But I would have scooped up the cheaper one in a heartbeat.
Like immediately when I saw it, I took it right out because I think this record is fucking phenomenal. I want to do this record on the podcast.
Good.
At some point. I really enjoyed this record. The overtly Christian lyrics, I thought that was a nice charm, like a nice touch to the record. A lot of fans were pissed about it at the time, and I guess a couple of the other two guys in the band were like atheists or really anti-religion, and there's a lot of tension within the band at the time because of the lyrics. But I liked it. I think it added a lot of just a really great touch to the whole record. Some gospel stuff there.
Love gospel stuff. Man.
I don't, but I think it works so well. It works so well on this album. I love it. So, banger. I Hear the Rain. Fucking incredible. Faster song. You got the marimba. I'm a sucker for the marimba. Country, just back and forth vocals are great. It's short. It's like 2 minutes long. It's fucking fantastic. Stinker, because I had to choose one, is the title track, Hollowed Ground, just because it's a little bit long, but it's still fantastic. And that bass line, killer. Because, Brian's a killer bass player. So, there you go. That's my number one, Hollowed Ground. Truly incredible record. Love it. I listened to it today before we potted, too, because it's so good. I really, I would probably, I wouldn't give this a 3, but it's close. It's close to a perfect 3. This is almost a perfect record. It might eventually be a perfect record at some point. Okay. But I really love.
I like that. I like that. With multiple listens, a little more familiar with it, it could get a perfect 3. Okay,
it could. It's fucking fantastic. I recommend everybody listen to this record. If you've never heard it, go listen to it. Skip, go listen to it, because I can almost guarantee you, Skip does not like Violent Femmes.
Probably.
So yeah. And there's going to be some cyberbullying with that. So anyway, that's all we have for this episode. Thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. And that's it. That's all.